what up guys, it's Trade with Dan here. I'm going to be taking you guys on a trade recap on the trades I took for the month of August. So I'm done trading for the month. So I don't know, I made a video before this, but it didn't save, so I'm like doing the video again cause so this is going to be my first video on YouTube actually. So let's go to the charts and so this was the first trade I took for the month of August. This was the first trade I took this month, right? Because if you go on the weekly time frame, right, on USD card we have this was a low the price swept, right, and then price broke this high. So this was the last break to the downside. On the daily time frame is actually a break of structure, then price came out and displaced this high, right? And using our Fibonacci tool, this is the swing low to the high that broke structure. This is our discount level, and price has taken out our inducement on this discount level. Before price came to take out this inducement, we were taking sales, reversals to sell retracement, to sell back down to the discount level before we start pushing up, right? So once we go down to the 4 hours, we'll see where we had our first market structure shift right here, right, where we had price sweep this high here. We had price sweep this high here, right, and then broke this low, and that was a structure shift, and that's what they're selling price from. And we've been bearish from them, just selling price down all the way to the discount level. Alright, so all I've been taking has been sales. So this was the first trade I took this month. I think it was the second week of this month. We had this break of structure here, right? So you'll be expecting price to come into this premium zone. But what did price do? Price failed and gave a new break of structure here. So what I was anticipating was, okay, since price has broken this low and given a structure shift of this high here, I was thinking maybe, okay, price will come down into the discount level and start buying up to this daily premium zone here. Then maybe that's where price will now tank from. But price did not get there. After I gave this market structure shift, it violated it and just continued selling. But I caught the trade here as a counter trend on the 1 hour, right? Because after price gave that market structure shift on the 4 hours, we had our 1 hour break of structure here and market structure shift here. If you go down to the 15 minutes, you're going to see everything clearable. I take my counter trends using the hour time frame because lower time frames are not really reliable, so you have to have the higher time frame confluencing with your whatever you are seeing on the lower time frame for you to want to take a counter trend, right? So this was the last break of structure here on 15 minutes structure shifts. We had our inducement here, right, and this was the other block we used that price came and triggered and sold from. So this was a clean 4-hour Forex reward on this trade, right? First trade for the month, and it was just a counter trend, right? If price didn't go to break this low here before coming back, I would have been holding this trade down to all the way to this low. But because price broke this low, and I was like, okay, price could actually want to start reversing from here, but price failed to give any confirmation from this zone and just broke and continued selling. So this was my first trade for the month on USD card. First trade. Where is it? This is it. I'll take you guys to my screenshot and show you the before and the after of this trade. Delete all these lines so my charts don't look dirty. Hope I'm recording audio. Okay, so this is the trade here. I have the before and the after. This was the before of the trade here, before when the trade triggered me, and this was after the trade smashed TP, right? And the second trade I took this month was still on USD card and also still another counter trend. Like most of the trades I took this month were counter trend, right? Most of the trades I took this month were counter trend. We had a break of structure here, right? Break of structure. We had swing high here. We had swing low here, right? Then from our swing high to swing low, there's our premium zone we're expecting price to come into, right? But if you go to the 1 hour, on the hour time frame, you can see price gave structure shift on the 1 hour, right? We had price break this low here, give a market structure shift here on the 1 hour time frame, structure shift here on the 1 hour. There we had structural liquidity here, 15 minutes, and inducements on the 1 hour, sorry. Then price came, triggered this breakout block, and this is where I took my buy from. I targeted this internal range liquidity because some people tell you, okay, since price is going to come into the premium zone, why not hold all the way here? Nah, we don't know if price is going to come to the premium zone. We just know as long as price has given us an hour MSS, it's going to reverse a bit. So it's just that small reversals on the 1 hour. We just want to catch for counter trade, just small reversal, take your trade. And also my logic behind setting my TP targets here was because there was no gaps here, there was no fair value gaps here. I don't really pay attention to fair value gaps, it's none of my business, but there was really no fair value gap here that could reverse price. That's why I set my TP all the way here. But if you can check from here, we had this strong bearish fair value gap here, and so that was my logic behind setting my TP target where I set it, right? And you can see those where price now got to and reacted from this FVG, but I don't care about fair value gaps. I don't trade fair value gaps. It's not a confluence where I use why I trading, but this is just basic market logic, right? That's why I set my TP target there. And yeah, that was my second trade for this month, and it banged. I'll show you the before and the after of the trade. As this was the before when the trade triggered, and this was the after the trade smashed TP. That's the trade we had here. On the hour, this was my second trade this month. Then the third trade I took this month was on GBP USD. Yes, it was a buy on GBP USD, right? It's a buy. Yeah, it was a buy on GBP USD. If you come to GU, right, we had on the 4 hours. On the 4 hours on GU, like I said, I had done this video before, so that's why all these lines are here. I don't know why the video did not save or something. We had our last break of structure here on the 4 hours, right? Break of structure here. This was the swing low. This was the swing high. But I'm going to explain my reason for not holding this GBP USD all the way to the swing high, right? If you go to the daily time frame, you can see on the daily time frame that when price got to this high here, it failed to break above this high here, which was the buy side liquidity we're buying to clear. Price just swept it. It did not break above it, right? So that's why I didn't hold that trade all the way to the swing high. It's not like I knew, but I anticipated that price will not get all the way to that swing high on the 4 hours call. So it failed to break above this high here on the daily time frame, right? So now if you go to the 4 hour time frame, going down to the 4 hour time frame, we had our swing low here, had our swing high here. Price came, what did he do? Swept the swing low, it didn't break above it. Swept the swing low and gave us a 1 hour market structure shift. That was before market closed last week, right? But because what's it called, we didn't have that daily break, I wanted to see like an crazy impulse on the lower time frame that will make me want to enter any trade on GU, right? Because of that failure to break on that daily. So this was the market structure shift on the hour inducement. We had this rejection block here, but I didn't enter because of the reason I explained of what I was seeing on the daily time frame. I want to see strong impulse on this lower time frame that will make me take this trade. All these moves here were choppy moves. There was no clear break. All these just choppy moves. Then price still gave a 15-minute MSS here, where we had price take this low, break this low here on the 15 minutes, right? Took out this high structure shift on 15 minutes and give us here pullback here as inducements, right? And price still came. But if you notice, this MSS here too was not really giving me the impulse I was looking for, because if we had that daily break, I would not even care about the impulse. As long as I saw my MSS inducement POI, I'll take my trade. But because of that failure to break on the daily, I wanted to see something impulsive that will make me want to enter this trade, and that was what price gave us here. This double break of structure here, beautiful double break of structure, where price broke this high. Why breaking? I would say this, but it's not really high on the 15 minutes. Why breaking this high? Double break of structure, right? We had price pullback here as inducement, and we entered off this breaker block here for our trade and targeted just this high here for a quick 1:4. For a quick 1:4, targeted this high. What was it? Yes, I think it was this high. For a quick 1:4, right? And yeah, that's how we caught our third trade for the month on GBP USD, a buy on GBP USD. I'll show you guys the before and after. Right, I'll show you the before of the trade and the after. So this was the before here, before the trade triggered, and this was after the trade smashed TP. So yeah, we had some good trades this month. So we're up 12R at this time, because remember we already gotten like 8R, 4R on the USD card sell and the USD card buy. Then this buy now had us up 12R, that's like 12%, because I risked 1% on my account, so had us up 12% for the month, right? Then my fourth trade this month was today on Thursday, 27th of August. Today being Thursday, 27th of August was when I took my fourth trade for this month, and it was a buy on KGPY, right? So let me explain my logic behind this trade. So if we come to the daily time frame on KGPY, you can see we had a clear breakout structure here, right? So on this daily, this should be the swing high here, and this is our swing low, right? But this is our external structure, so we're expecting price to come into this POI before we can start selling, right? But on the internal structure on this same daily, we have a breakout structure here. On this internal structure, breakout structure here, we had swing low here, we have swing here from swing low to the high that broke structure is we have a rejection block on the 4 hours. I'm expecting price to come to for now start buying on KGPY, right? This rejection block here, right? But until price comes down there, price give us what? A structure shift on the 4 hours internal structure. Remember our external structure, this was the last breakout structure, right? But internal structure, we had price sweep this high here, give us a market structure shift, breaking this low, right? But price failed to come into our premium zone and proceeded to give what? A new breakout structure down here, right? So it was from this new breakout structure I cut my trade. We had a breakout structure here. Check with our Fibonacci 2. Price is still well below the discount level. It does not even come close to premium, right? So remember to take counter trends, we use what? 1 hour MSS. I'm giving you guys free source on this video. Like you should actually pay me for this source. I'm just dishing out on this video, but whatever. We had the last breakout structure here, we had the market structure shift on this hour time frame, we had inducement here. I was supposed to take this trade direct from this POI, but for personal reasons I used confirmation on 15 minutes, right? So this was the last break on 15 minutes, breakout structure here, market structure shift, right? Inducement right here, and 30 minutes order block. That's the order block on 30 minutes, right? Order block on 30 minutes. So this, I think the GPPUSD and this KGPY, I caught the both of them this week, right? So I had just one more trade for this week because it's 3 trades per week and I'm done. But if those 3 trades are wins, I can still take one more trade, right, for the week. So then when you had, this was the 4th trade here, this was the 4th trade for the month. Go and show you the before. This was before the trade triggered, when trade came to our entry, and this was after the I didn't take an after picture. Wait, was there not an after picture of after the trade played out? Okay, yeah, this was after. That's this view we had here. Yeah, so, and the last trade I took for this month was a sell on BTC USD, but we got edged, we got stopped out on the sell, right? It was a sell on BTC USD. If you come to the daily time frame, let's go as high as weekly on the BTC USD weekly time frame. We have this, right, swing high to low that broke structure is our premium zone, and price is well into our premium zone. It has even triggered this order block on this premium zone, right? So I'm expecting what? For price to either, you know, break this high so I can start taking buy continuations, or price will give me a 4-hour MSS for here and I'll start selling, right? But I didn't see a 4-hour MSS. I saw an internal structure shift on the 4 hours, which is what is part of what I trade. So I would have taken this trade anytime, any day. I would have taken this setup, right? So we had this breakout structure here, we had this internal market structure shift here on the 4 hours, right? Using our FIB2 from the swing high to the low that broke structure, we had this rejection block here on 4 hours, and it was this rejection block that price came and gave us a 15 minutes confirmation where I took myself from. Most of the trade I took this month was counter trend. I think 3 counter trends. It was only that GPPUSD that was the trade that we took at the trend, right? So yeah, don't tell anybody you cannot counter trend. Don't let anybody tell you cannot counter trend. It's just you have to know what you are doing, and don't be trying to counter trend on the lower time frame. You can take your counter trends on the higher time frame, right? So price came here, gave us the last breakout structure here, structure shift, gave us our inducement here, and the POI I used was this, not really an order block, but this point of interest was what I used as my POI, right? This one here, this, right? Because the other POIs I would have seen was maybe this 45 minutes order block, but inducement already mitigated it, or this 1 hour order block, inducement already mitigated it. So I used that 15 minutes POI, which is like also in line with this 1 hour rejection block, right? So yeah, that was the trade I took. It was my last trade for the month because I'm done for this week, so it's still next month, which is next week, right? So this was my last trade for the month and I got stopped out, right? So this was the before screenshot here, and this was after the trade had played out. So 5 trades in total this month, 4 wins, 1 loss, and I'm done for the month. So yeah, and I'm going to show you guys the execution, right? I took the screenshot and I sent it from my phone. So this was the first trade, was the USD card sale, right? Because this, why the screen is fitted like this, because this screenshot was taken from the MT5 on my phone, right? So this was the sale, this was the USD card buy, this was the USD card buy, right? This was the GBP USD buy, right? This was the CAD JPY buy, and this was the BTC sale. This was the one that stopped us out. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I'm going to be posting my monthly recap at the end of every trading month. Right, I'll see you guys on the next video.